Episode 55. The New Home and Grandma. Dario invited Jade to set up their new home and buy furniture, but Jade looked surprised. Right now? But don't we need to go through the steps to buy the place first? Jade asked curiously while she blinked. She had never bought an apartment before, and it costs a lot of money. She thought there must be a lot of steps to the procedure. Let Lucas and David handle that part. Let's go and choose the furniture. If we do it together, it will be faster, Dario said indifferently. At that moment, he looked very cunning. He still had something to say. He told her that if they bought the place, he would be able to live with her tonight. David said helplessly, "That's right, I'll handle all of that. Also, your grandmother has changed rooms. We've hired a special nurse for her and she will take care of her 24 hours a day. The surgery has already been arranged. You don't have to worry about it. And the filming for today will be changed to tomorrow. You can go tomorrow." Jade looked at Dario in surprise. She could not believe that they could get so many things done at the same time. Really, Dario? The filming will be changed to tomorrow and my grandma will get the surgery? Of course. I said I wouldn't stop you from doing what you like. That's great. Dario, you are my savior. Dario looked at her grateful eyes and felt happy. He smiled and leaned closer to her ear. He deliberately lowered his voice and said ambiguously, "Then, shouldn't you give yourself to me? Tonight will be the time for you to repay me." When he heard this, he emphasized the word repay. Jade heard the meaning of his words and immediately blushed. Just when Jade couldn't think of how to respond, her phone rang. When she answered, she was told that the 24-hour nurse David mentioned was Sheila Mason. Sheila was called specially to explain the situation. When Jade heard that her grandma was fine and would be entering the exclusive ward, she felt much more at ease. Furthermore, Sheila also told her that the success rate of her grandma's surgery was very high. Her grandma would be healthy very soon. David, who was at the side, looked at her phone and was very shocked. He quietly pulled Dario's sleeve and whispered to him, "Dario, why did you give her that phone which was custom made for you? That phone has many special functions and there are many secrets of the Foster Corporation inside. Why did you give her that phone so easily? What if it disappeared? And it is awfully expensive. What if she sells it? If she was to sell it, she would be able to live a life without worries." Dario didn't say anything. He just gave David a fierce look. There seemed to be an unhappy expression on his face. David immediately shut his mouth. After Jade hung up the phone, she was even more grateful to Dario because of what the nurse told her. She held his warm hand and was so excited that she couldn't say what she was thinking. She knew that what he did for her was not something she could repay with a thank you. "Let's go." Dario quickly pulled her downstairs. When they were about to take off in the car, she realized Lucas had disappeared. Dario said that he would drive. She had never seen him drive before. Dario saw Jade's doubt and explained with a smile. "He has other things to do. Today, let me be your full-time driver. You better put on your seatbelt." "I know. Let's go take a look at the bed first because we're going to use it tonight. We can choose the other furniture later." "Okay." Jade was still trying to find the seatbelt when she saw that Dario had already laid down in front of her. She was very shocked. She could clearly feel his arrogant aura. She didn't know why, but every time he got that close to her, her heart pounded, and she would always think of him kissing her forcefully. Jade shyly covered her face and knocked her head. What was even more strange was that she shouldn't be thinking about these things. These things were too confusing. The closer he got to her, the more nervous she became. Finally, she held her breath and closed her eyes. She pouted slightly. After a while, a sexy, deep voice suddenly rang in her ears. "Done." Jade subconsciously pursed her lips. She was actually feeling a little disappointed. Strange. Didn't he want to kiss me? Jade opened her eyes and looked at him. "What are you done with?" "Helping you fasten your seatbelt, of course. What did you think I was doing?" Dario said in confusion. Jade didn't know what to do when she realized Dario had noticed what she was thinking. She stuttered nervously. "I'm not thinking about that. Let's go," Jade said nervously. "Do you want it or not?" Dario suddenly became excited. "What do I want?" Jade held her hand tightly and did not even dare to look at him. "Do you want me to kiss you?" Dario gently bit her earlobe and used his tongue to kiss her. Jade felt a trace of numbness. She unconsciously shrank and quickly pushed him away. "Aren't we going to the furniture store? Let's go quickly. The furniture store will be closed if we take too long." Dario raised his eyebrows and smiled meaningfully. "So, you're in such a hurry to buy a bed." "That's right. If we don't have a bed, we won't be able to do anything." Dario kissed her ear as he spoke. The action made Jade a little restless. She began to breathe heavily, and her body reacted. This was the first time she had such an unbelievable feeling. "Dario, can you stop teasing me?" Jade's body couldn't help but tremble. She looked panicked, but now she was in the car, and her seatbelt was firmly binding her. Dario could easily catch her. Dario noticed that her face had turned red. He could not help biting her neck. He sucked hard and left a red mark on her neck. Jade closed her eyes tightly. She felt a bit of pain in her neck. She couldn't help but tightly hold onto his arm. She didn't know that this brought their bodies closer, together. Dario kept kissing Jade's skin from her earlobes to her chin, from her chin to her neck. He continued kissing and moved to her chest. Her chest moved slightly up and down, and her breasts and cleavage were bared. This visually stimulated Dario. Then Jade felt her entire body go soft. She felt her entire body go numb. She felt very uncomfortable and very restless. When Dario kissed her chest, Jade couldn't help but let out a charming gasp. When he heard this gasp, Dario was filled with the desire to make love to her.